I flew into Memphis, Tennessee on Sunday, July 29th, and have spent 2 marvelous days here. My objective was to spend some time in a home that I thought was similar to my character, Dorothea, from the Tennessee Williams play, A Lovely Sunday at Creve Coeur. And even though I do not think that Dorothea came from a family that was worth millions, there is a feel to the Victorian village that reminds me of what I believe her upbringing to be, particularly this home that's 2 doors down. This is called Victorian Village, and in the early 20th century it was called Millionaire's Row. I do not think that Dorothea's family was that wealthy, but I think that her aunt had some money, Aunt Belle, and I believe that Aunt Belle probably lived in a home like the one that's the oldest one that's been preserved, and that's 2 doors down, which maybe we can get a shot of the front porch. Now this is the James Lee house. This has been built on over the years so that it is quite magnificent, but it started out as a farmhouse in 1848, and it's now a bed and breakfast. And Jose VELAZQUEZ and his lovely wife Jennifer have renovated it, and I had a marvelous 2 days here. This was called Millionaire's Row around the turn of the century, robber baron time. Lumber and cotton and shipping were big at that time in Memphis. Even though Memphis was wiped out in the 1870s by the yellow fever, it did revive itself, and there was a good deal of wealth here. And so I do believe that my character, there is a home that's 2 doors, as I said, and it has a very modest but lovely front porch, and I believe that was where she lived with her Aunt Belle. And I have a whole backstory about her parents. So that's one of the reasons I wanted to stay on Adams Street. There's also the Woodruff Fontaine, which is next door, which is another home that was built by 2 millionaires, and it's now a museum. And yesterday I got to check that out. No, 2 days ago when I landed on Sunday, I got to check that out. I made it just in time before the tour ended, and it was fascinating, fascinating, fascinating.
Oops. Wow.
Yeah. I'm going to open so you can see this incredible magnolia. Look at this tree. Isn't that magnificent? I love my magnolia tree. There was a magnolia tree in the yard of a neighbor where I grew up in Virginia. And I remember that tree. My friend tells me that he was allergic to it, but it was this magnificent tree in his backyard, outside his bedroom window. So I was so thrilled to have one outside my bedroom window for 2 nights. This was an art school. The woman that was a descendant of James Lee, Rosa Lee, it was the daughter. She bequeathed it to an art school. Okay, so I think we're done.
All right.
Beautiful. What a beautiful, beautiful 2 days I've had here.
For making this your place over here in Memphis.
Yes, and I hope you'll have me back.
Oh.
Yeah, and I'll try. I thought I love this.
Forward to it.
I love this suite.
Well, thanks.
And
Yeah, they're all very
different.
Yeah. Actually, Isabel is her daughter,
Oh,
and she designed that room. That was her project. So.
the one who's a musician or another one?
The only one.
Oh,
we
okay.
have.
Good, she's really talented.
Yeah, she had fun doing that.
Yeah. Oh, tell her it's gorgeous.
Thanks.
And that's what sold
Thanks.
me.
I will certainly tell her.
I thought it was absolutely gorgeous. So this is a more modest home, and there were 21 homes in this neighborhood. Only 6 were preserved. I think this was Aunt Belle's. There's just a feel to it. I also, on Sunday, spent time on the porch here This home is only open for tours on Friday and Saturday evenings, and unfortunately we will not be here Friday and Saturday. But I did check out the porch, and I feel that this was more Aunt Belle. And this is now Memphis City Beautiful, so I believe it's a
I think so. I think that would have been a bedroom. Hey,
Yeah.
how you doing?
Hi.
Good.
See you guys.
And then this would have been probably, I'm assuming that both of these, it's been a lot, number, I don't know, I don't have the history of it anywhere, but see, that would have been a bedroom.
A
I
bedroom,
think.
they all have fireplaces.
Yeah, every room has a fireplace, and then you have the, you know, the entry hall,
Entry hall.
basically. And
Well,
then
what-
I assume it stopped here, that's an addition.
This is the addition. I don't want the addition. So would it be possible to take a shot of just that area right there?
Sure,
It's for
it's a
the-
city agency.
Okay.
Uh-huh.
So just like that area, that would be the foyer, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. And you think the living room was probably
I would get, it's gonna be one of those two.
one of those two?
One would
Okay.
be dining, one would be living.
And one would be living.
I just don't know what
Thank
spots
you.
they were, and this was, you know, it's been many things. It was a stonemason, it's been see, we used to have the history, and the girl retired that had it, and she did not believe it.
Oh.
But look up the Massey house. Molly Fontaine
Was this?
is it's a great bar.
But it's closed.
It's Monday, Tuesday, probably, it'd probably be
Yeah,
open. And so,
tomorrow, yeah.
most of them are closed on Monday.
Yeah, I noticed that. A lot of
But,
things are closed on
and
Monday.
it's a fun one. So that's the little Massey house, one-story clapboard Massey house.
Oh.
Gives the best idea of early Adams Avenue. Simple, elegant, restrained, that's it.
Yeah.
It's pretty much Greek Revival. It looks younger than most of them because it's, because of the style. And people use Greek Revival a lot now. And then the high ceilings and the large porch because of the heat.
Right.
Hunt Phelan House it was a lot down. That's more of an antebellum type thing, and it's over on Beale Street.
Oh, okay.
It
It's older.
it was when the old man was alive. My husband was an architect. He died a little while back, but he used to go over and talk to the guy at the Hunt Phelan House. He had letters from Lincoln. I mean, he had letters all. I mean, it was just amazing what this Eldridge had a lot of Civil War stuff too.
Right.
Himself,
Yeah.
but
Yeah, what they have from him is amazing. It's
Yeah.
really amazing. You've been so helpful. And my name is Jean Lichty. Your name is?
CYNDY GRIVICH.
In 350 feet, turn left onto North 2nd Street.
This is a Calvary Episcopal Church, and Tennessee Williams's grandfather, his paternal grandfather, Reverend DAKIN, was the one of the pastors here. I don't know if he was the sole pastor, but he definitely was one of the rectors here, and lived in Memphis with his wife, Grand, as Tennessee called her, for 15 years. So Tennessee would visit them when he was a teenager and would spend summers with them. And Tennessee loved Memphis. This is the home that Tennessee lived in with his grandparents, his maternal grandparents, the Dakins. And I believe they lived here for 15 years, and Tennessee would visit during the summers. And he loved it here. He really did. And he wrote here, and he would go to the public library and write. And he wrote and produced his first play for one of the neighbors, and one of those neighbors lives on GLENVIEW, which we're going to go to right now.
So this is supposed to be his first play?
Uh-huh. It's not quite what I thought it was going to be, I have to say. But I think Tennessee, he was just a southern boy, you know? This is my character's name. Dorothea Galloway. This is my character's name. This is pretty cool.